Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drew our attention in the Quran to the mosquito. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna Allah la yastahi ay yadriba mathalan ma ba'udatan fama fawqaha. Allah is not ashamed to draw the parable, the example of a gnat or a mosquito. وَمَا فَوْقَهَا, and that which is beyond the mosquito. The scholars of tafsir, they actually had a interesting discussion. What does وَمَا فَوْقَهَا mean? Normally fawq means above. And when I'm looking at a chart and I say something which if I'm speaking about animals and I say something above animals, you might think of human beings. Right? So why is Allah not ashamed of making an example of a mosquito and something greater than a mosquito? So they said, no, fawqa doesn't mean above. Fawqa means duna. Allah doesn't make an example, it's not ashamed of making an example of a mosquito and things which are lesser than a mosquito. That was a famous tafsir that used to go about. And today scientists have discovered that there's actually a microscopic mite that lives on top of the mosquito. Right? Which means that you don't need to change the meaning of the word fawqa in the Quran any longer, because the literal meaning of fawqa is above. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah is not ashamed to make to draw the parable or make an example of a mosquito and that which is above the mosquito. And today, through the assistance of microscopes, we can actually see that there is a living microscopic organism, a water mite, that lives on top of a mosquito. That's just amazing. But the mosquito in itself, just look at it. The mosquito, despite its size, if you were to look at microscopic images of it, the eyes appear as two honeycombs, and the mosquito has over 100 eyes. It has over 40 teeth that it uses to cut into your skin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said ba'uda, which is a female mosquito. Right? Did you know that it's only the female mosquito that drinks blood and not the male mosquito? And the only reason why the female mosquito drinks blood is because she requires blood to fertilize her eggs. Because of the nutrients that exist in our blood, it's there to allow her eggs to eventually hatch, so to say. But it's not the male mosquito. Right? It has over 40 teeth. When it cuts into your skin, it releases a type of a saliva that serves as a local anesthetic. When it cuts into your skin, it releases another saliva that allows your blood to flow without clotting. Otherwise it would suck and it would clot. Then they have to cut again. Because the nature of our blood is that blood clots. That's another miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the way. If our blood didn't clot, one wound you die. But the clotting of blood means that I can be cut and yet my blood will clot. A scab will come and I can continue living. Right? So that mosquito, it releases a saliva into your blood that serves as a local anesthetic, first of all on your skin. So when it cuts, you don't feel the pain. And secondly, it releases another saliva that causes your blood not to clot, so it can drink in peace. The mosquito can drink up to 2.8 milligrams of blood, which is the average weight of a mosquito is 2.5 milligrams, but it can drink blood up to 2.8 milligrams. If you know what that means? That means if you are 60 years sick, if you weigh 70 kilos, I must change that. Most of us don't weigh 70 kilos here. If you are 90 kilos, that's like you eating food to the weight of 90 kilos. What will happen to you if you must eat 90 kilos? Or drink 90 liters of water? You'll explode. The stomach lining, the skin of a mosquito has been created in such a fashion that it doesn't explode. Even though it takes more than its own body weight. And it can still fly with that more than its own body weight. Then that mosquito, it has a, we have water pumps. So if I have a water pump connected to a dam, right? So it's pumping water out of the dam into some type of a container. Then I have the water pump there's some mechanics to the water pump that allows it to stop automatically when the tank is full. It's pumping water from a dam into a tank. When the tank is full, the water pump is able to pick that up and it stops pumping automatically. The same talk, like a car, when I'm pumping petrol in my car, the pump picks up that it's nearly full, so it switches off automatically. The mosquito has exactly the same thing. The mosquito drinks. When it reaches maximum capacity, then that pump notifies it and it stops. But that's a pump that again has no electricity. Right? And our water pumps, every now and then they must be serviced. And besides that, it makes a lot of noise. Does a mosquito make a noise when it's pumping your blood? Right? So in terms of its size, it's the pump apparatus that exists within that mosquito is far greater than any pump ever created by any mechanic. It works without electric. It has no petrol required. It doesn't make a noise. Doesn't require servicing. It just works. And then it still switches off automatically when the mosquito is full. So the mosquito in itself, doesn't that tell us that there's one Allah? And what about the living organism on top of the mosquito? We can barely see it with a microscope. How are we going to study the miracles in the life of that? So eventually we just need to say, Subhan al-Khallaq. Glory be to the creator of everything.